Welcome to Crimes of Nubia, brought to you by Ladies of Sosa, where we tell the stories of African women whose lives were stolen, silenced, or overlooked.
This is not just true crime. This is remembrance. This is accountability. This is history.
Today, we begin with the heartbreaking story of Kenyan long-distance runner Agnes Tirop, a rising global star whose life was cut short in 2021 and was unfortunately a victim of domestic violence and femicide.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, this is our very first episode. So we want to go ahead and introduce ourselves as the host and kind of tell you guys why we decided to take on this project of Crimes of Nubia, brought to you by Ladies of Sosa.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Elesa, you go first.
Okay, well, my name is Elesa.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very infatuated with true crimes for a long time. I watch a lot of Criminal Minds, like just a lot of just everything true. Just everything crime related.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why, I felt like we needed to start this podcast.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And my name is Sarah. You may know me and actually know both of us from Ladies of Sosa. I
Mm-hmm.
am one of the hosts of Ladies of Sosa with my co-host Christine, and Elisa has been a consistent face of the show, so you may have seen her in a few episodes. And me and Elisa both love true crime. We are always infatuated. We always talk about true crime, and not in the way of like entertainment, but more so in a way of like the interest of like maybe the case itself, how the case is being handled.
Yeah.
How women are disproportionately victims of crimes
Always
against men. And it's just it's very interesting to see it, even in American true crime, how misogyny and femicide still exists here in the Western world. But in Africa, we also have femicide and gender-based violence that is not often talked about due to cultural issues and stuff like that, or cultural, I think it's taboo in Africa to talk about domestic violence. They want you to kind of keep quiet about it.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about the family, how the family is going to be looked down upon.
Yes,
honestly. So that's pretty much the reason why they kind of close that down.
Mm-hmm. And so we thought I hate saying love true crime because it sounds like, oh, you guys love hearing about people being hurt, but we are fascinated by true crime, and we felt like African stories, or people in the Black diaspora, the women especially, their stories need to be told as well. And so we thought this was a really great way to kind of highlight the stories of women who were either victims of gender-based violence or just victims in general. And even sometimes there are going to be some men that we're going to discuss on this podcast as well.
True.
So it's going to be all things Black diaspora, all things African true crime. So if you have any stories you want us to cover, make sure you let us know.
Mm-hmm. Please.
But without further ado, we're going to get into the story of Agnes Tirop. So before we get into her tragic murder, Elisa, I think we should kind of talk about who she was as a person, and humanize her beyond the crime. Agnes was born in Kenya in 1995. So if she was still alive, she would have been in her 30s, which is so crazy. So she died at the age of 25, which is extremely young.
Yes.
And she was an early running talent, and her and her brother used to actually run together, going to school, because they lived, I believe it was 25 kilometers or 10 kilometers. So they would run to school. They would run to school, and then they would run back home to eat lunch. And that's how they kind of developed their running skills and their athleticism. And that's where they kind of found out that they were good runners. So she always had this talent at a very early age. Some of her accomplishments, she was a bronze medalist at the 2017 and 2019 World Championships in London, and in Doha, which was in 2019. She came in 4th place at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics in 2021.
Nice.
Yeah, which is a huge deal, especially somebody coming from humble beginnings like her, coming from the village.
So young, honestly.
Yes, extremely young. And then she also set a world record in 2021 in Germany. And ironically, 5 weeks later, she was murdered by her husband, which we will also get into the details of that. Yeah, so she was a 10-kilometer world record holder shortly before her death, and I believe the record holding number was 30.1, so 30 seconds and .1.
Wow.
So she beat the previous world record holder. So amazing, amazing, amazing
Yeah,
athlete.
it really is.
Yeah, so she was extremely young, extremely talented, and came from very humble beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does it mean? And this is for the audience as well to join in this discussion. What does it mean for a woman from rural Kenya to rise to global athletic fame? Because I also forgot to mention that she comes from a family of 10, so she's the seventh of 10 family members.
Yeah.
So you could talk about that as
I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, as far as like what, I don't know if I could really speak on Kenya exactly, but I could really just speak on like just South Sudan because we are from South Sudan.
Yeah.
They are gonna be like super proud and that you are like, you know, representing the family and like just the community and like just South Sudan overall.
Yes, it's because it's huge.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like it is with Kenya as well.
Yeah. Because, you know, even the South Sudanese basketball team went to the Olympics. Oh, my goodness.
We were all proud.
People were so proud everywhere in the world.
Proud, yes.
It doesn't matter the tribe, whatever. Tribalism was gone for a little bit for that time. Everybody was so proud. So it's a lot of pressure as well. Like as somebody who's, you're essentially the most successful one in your family right now.
Yeah, and you're the face of like the actual country.
Yes, yes. So the pressure that gave her, you know, is astronomical, I'm sure. And also the economic and social weight she carried for her family and community. Of course, like you know, when you our culture is like you're expected to give back always and take care of your family, even if you don't even have it. Sometimes, like you still
have to.
Yeah. The day everything changed was October 13th, 2021. She was found stabbed in her home in Eton, Kenya.
But you know what? Honestly, she was born October 23rd, 1995. So that was like 10 days before her like 26th birthday that she like got, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it's insane that this individual decided to do something
Ibrahim,
like that. Yeah,
evil.
Her husband.
Yeah, her husband.
Yeah.
So she was found stabbed in her home in Eton, Kenya by her husband. His name is Ibrahim Rotish. And the coroner said that she died of blunt force trauma along with 2 stab wounds to her neck.
Oh, wow.
So a very, very tragic death. And I don't even know where to start with that.
Yeah.
You know, like how do we unpack that? So I mean, we kind of have to go back a little bit more because there was reports of domestic violence prior to her death.
Yes.
So it wasn't just like a situation that just happened at one time. It was compiling situation that is often what we hear when we hear about domestic violence. Yeah. It's always like you heard something. Her sister actually testified that her sister during her Agnes's sister testified saying that Agnes told her that she was being abused multiple times.
And I mean, you know what, honestly, and I could really speak on how, like, again, going back to like just Africa in general, where there is domestic violence, but like I feel like sometimes our like community or like our families will be like, oh hey, you know, stay with this person, we'll talk to him so he won't do this again. And it's
my gosh, yes.
Like it is like, can y'all, if I'm like getting beat and I'm telling you, and I mean, honestly, I don't think like it was just her sister only. It might have been like her parents first, you know, and they might have been like, stay with him, try to work it out, this and that. But it's like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And she's an Olympian. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I think our culture, they think that we can rehabilitate people through the family and then in the culture, but it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work.
They think that's why they think everything needs to be in-house. Like if you're being abused or anything is going on within the family, they want you to keep it in the family because there's this idea of making sure everybody looks at the family in a positive way. Yeah. They don't want anybody to know that there's like trouble in the household. So they would rather like keep it between us,
hush hush,
and we're gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
And I think also they tried to make the woman feel like she's at fault.
Yeah, they always do.
So
they always do.
Yeah. So there were reports of domestic violence prior to her death. And her husband was arrested while allegedly attempting to flee the country. So which is okay. So it was so crazy, right? Like she was murdered 5 weeks after she had just did this set a world record in Germany.
Yeah.
So in a lot of her friends were saying, because I did research and watched her documentary. A lot of her friends were saying, she was really finding herself. Like, she looked so pretty. She had her nails done. She was really growing into her own person, outside of him. And that obviously could have made him insecure.
Yes, he was definitely insecure. And I feel like he was also, I wanted to use like the word intimidated. Like, I feel like, because you know what? I did read about, like, he also was a runner as well a long time ago.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because he was born like 1993, so he was an 800-meter runner. And possibly, he didn't pursue that fully, and I guess he was really just like jealous, envious of like his wife. But
and I actually want to go more into him like in the next one when we introduce the partner. So I want to talk about that as well. But so just to kind of give the background of what happened. So when she was in Germany, she beat a world record, and she was really finding herself. Like, even when I saw the video of her beating the record, I was like, wow, she looks so pretty. Like, you could tell the confidence. Her hair was braided nice. She did have her nails done. Where prior she wasn't really doing that. So even before her friend was talking about how she was growing into herself, I actually noticed that, because as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, she looks so pretty, And so, and also, they had a joint bank account, her and her husband. And what was happening, it was like she and this is on like police records. The money would go from her sponsorships, and then she had a sponsorship with Adidas. She was also, every race that she's running, she's getting paid as well, and it's going into the joint bank account. And the money would be used on either other women, allegedly, or frivolous things that are not needed in the household. And she's the main breadwinner of this household. So she was getting ready to leave him, essentially. And so after her win in Germany, she was actually she was already living in a runner's camp. She wasn't even living with her husband at the time. She was living in a runner's camp. So she was doing her own thing. And in the process, it sounds like, of leaving him for good. And then when she got back from Germany, the husband kept calling her, reaching out to her, trying to figure out a way so that they can talk and like reconcile things. And she eventually went back home to the house.
Okay, was it because the money was like scarce, or what was it? Like, I
don't know. I think it seemed like he wanted to get back with her. So she did, come back to the family household. And then next thing, and then there was another fight that they had that people heard. Even her sister, because they live in that area, they're all from that area.
Yeah.
Even her sister, they heard arguments and stuff.
Wow.
In that day. And then.
And nobody was able to help her.
Well, I guess it was like normal for them to fight. So they left. So essentially, everybody left it alone. And the next day, she was supposed to be training. So she was supposed to train for another run, and they were not able to get a hold of her. So, a long story short, her family, her brother, and police actually found her dead in the house. They had to, the doors were locked. The doors were locked to the gate to get into because in Africa, the way that's set up. There's like the house.
I was like, the door was locked. Okay.
Yeah, the gate was locked. Okay. In Africa, you live in a house. There's a house, and then there's usually gates and stuff. Okay. And so that gate was locked, and they had to go in through the back doors and do all this stuff. And her own brother, the one that she was running with as a child, that learned that where they were running from school to school, is the one who found her.
Wow.
Both him and the police and the family was there when they found her. So very, very devastating. So it was. So this is not something that happened at random. I guess that's the point. And then the husband did try to flee to Mombasa. He also, told his parents, allegedly from the police, he called his parents and said, "Forgive me for what I've done." So essentially, he's the prime suspect.
Yeah, he did it.
He did it. And so there's that. So just to introduce Ibrahim Ortiz, her husband, yeah. Can we talk about how he wanted to be her?
Yeah.
Because,
because
he was trying to be, you said he was a runner, right?
Yeah, I read briefly, honestly, about like just him being that he actually ran for like 100, I think it was like 800-meter race or whatnot. But yeah, like that's what he tried to do. So he was essentially doing the same thing as her.
Yes.
But obviously did not.
He wasn't as successful
qualified.
But they actually met in secondary school. So they met very, very young. And
which is what, middle school?
I think.
Well, I don't know.
I don't remember. If you're from Africa, if you live in Africa, let us know, because
secondary.
Yeah, I don't remember what secondary school is. Yeah. But that sounds young.
Mm-hmm.
But they met in secondary school, and then he asked to be her coach, a running coach, because he saw the the potential and the success in her. So she agreed. Us girls, we're so nice sometimes. So she agreed, and a lot of people could see that he was taking advantage of her.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like even her own manager was saying that.
What, like at a young age, or are you talking about when they were married?
In the beginning too.
Oh,
in the beginning into their marriage, like a lot of people were saying, like, he was being very controlling. He was using the money on different things. Like it was like he was more after her resources more than he was for her as a person. So even her manager said that. Her manager said, like, he expressed his concerns about this man that was coming into the fold, because it's like he's just trying to take your money.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he literally found his way. He snaked his way into her life. And so yeah, that's Ibrahim Ortiz.
I mean, okay, so can we really say that do you think that she was kind of did anyone like pretty much tell her or like advise her like not to communicate with him? I mean, I don't know. To talk to him.
To leave him, right?
Or like not leave. I mean, like, if is it leaving? I mean, I don't know if they were dating in the beginning, because that was essentially her coach.
Mm-hmm.
So when did they start dating?
Mm-hmm.
And then did people start to be like...
Her parents didn't know they were dating at the time that he was asking to be her coach. Okay. She kind of like was not truthful to them.
Possibly hiding it. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so she was saying, that's my driver, this and that. But then obviously they found out eventually, and then they did get married. And then this was the outcome, was that he murdered her. But there was consistent signs of domestic violence in the relationship. So that goes to our next point of signs of intimate partner violence.
Yes.
Drop down in the comments and let us know what you guys think are the signs. What do you think are the signs of intimate partner violence, Elisa?
Honestly, I feel like, I mean, I always say like isolation is always like, just even though it's not like a violent, but it's like you're isolating me from like just me being close to like my family members or like and friends. So there is gonna be something. There's gonna be a tactic that you're gonna like start doing to me to make me feel like low, and then just whatever the case might be. But that's what I kind of start with first.
I think financial abuse.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
I think financial abuse is one of the signs, because her husband was like clearing her bank account.
Well, but the thing is, I feel like when you speak about financial abuse, like especially if she wasn't the one making money, and he had the control, like he was the one making money. I mean, like I get what you're saying, but like he's making money, and then now like you're not gonna give her money, or you're gonna just like not like just pretty much like just help her or give her anything. Like you're just like, okay, no, you're not doing this.
No, you're right.
So it's a control, but like she's the one who's actually making money. So it's like, which
I think he still financially abused her, even though she was a breadwinner. Because you're right, like most of the times the financial abuse is from the person who's making the less money, or has like the woman is like a stay-at-home mom or something, or stay-at-home wife, and she has no money or no means to find a way out, and then the man is making sure that she never
She's
elevates
not gonna
herself.
elevate, yeah.
So yeah, that's mostly how it is. But in this case, she was a breadwinner, but they had a joint bank account, but he was like clearing her money, taking her money, and using her money.
And that's why I'm like, I don't really get that, because it's like, okay, why weren't you able to like put your foot down? Is it because of like just?
But she did.
What do you mean? How?
She did put her foot down because she was trying to leave him.
Well, I mean, but this was, I mean, they've been, how long were they married?
Since, I mean, they've known each other since secondary school.
So, which is, again, we don't even know.
We still don't know what secondary. Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, but
and find out before the end of this episode.
Yeah, but like, okay, so if they've known each other for a long time, and then also at the same time, she started running 2017 to like 2021.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like a.
But it's, I mean, think about it. The culture does not allow you to leave your husband.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, honestly, if I'm making money, and like, first of all, as a woman too, she's also taking care of her, possibly might be taking care of her family.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, for sure.
So I mean, wouldn't they say something like, okay, wait, what is he doing? What's going on with him?
Oh yeah, I'm sure her family was saying something. But I do think that also the family, I mean, I don't know the family personally at all. I don't know, so we're just based off the culture that we're from. The family, being a divorcee is like taboo.
Yeah.
You know, like, so if you divorce from your husband, people are going to assume that you're the problem as a woman. They're not going to even consider, oh, the man is abusive, the man, because you're told to kind of push through that, or we can talk to him, like you said, and figure it out. So I think maybe the pressures of the cultural pressures is what maybe led her to stay as long as she did.
Yeah.
But again, like, when she was in Germany and beat that world record, she was looking good, feeling good.
Well, and I think she was just tired. I mean, she was ready to, as you were stating, she was ready to go. But the thing is, I mean, the exit plan is a problem. Knowing how to exit.
And also going back, you know, when somebody keeps telling you to come back.
I'm not.
They have a plan. They have a plan for you.
They know.
No, yeah. So that would already give me a red flag. And the
thing is, it's like you kind of just based off of like true crimes and like just the shows and like just the stuff that I've listened to. It's like you have to just be nice, be calm. Don't even say nothing crazy. Because that little whatever you say, that will trigger them, and you will literally just like lose your life. That's pretty much what it is. Have a plan as far as like, okay, maybe they're gone.
Your exit plan, yeah.
Yeah, so they're gone, and you are taking yourself, and you're not coming back. But if you are gonna meet them, I think you have to just be a very calm person. You cannot
or meet them in public, but I don't know how that works in Kenya, in Africa, in public.
Beat them?
No, meet them.
Oh, meet them. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said beat them. Okay,
beat them too if you can.
That's funny.
But
okay,
no.
Yeah. I mean, like, meet them in public. I mean, girl, I don't even know. In Africa, I feel like you could slap someone and they're gonna think it's okay.
That's true. In public, oh yeah, people are just gonna be looking.
I feel like just going inside that house by yourself. No.
Yeah, that's so sad, and who would have knows what would happen if she didn't go back? I mean, maybe he would have tried to find a way to find her regardless.
Well, yeah.
But that's just really sad.
But just going inside the house by yourself is just like, it's not.
Yeah, it's scary. No,
get your family, get somebody, please.
It's extremely scary. Well, let's talk about some patterns in femicide cases and domestic violence and femicide in Kenya or in Africa in general as well. So there's some. We're gonna talk about some statistics on gender-based violence in Kenya. So 40% of women in Kenya have experienced emotional, physical, or psychological intimate partner violence. 30% of women and 19% of men believe a husband is justified in beating his wife under certain circumstances. 34% of women aged 15 to 49 have experienced physical violence, and this statistic is from UNESCO.org. That is very interesting. When I read the statistic, I didn't even realize that 30% of women actually said a man is justified in beating his wife under certain circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I did not know that either. I mean,
women are saying this.
I know, and I mean, this is Africa, right?
Yeah, in Africa. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I feel like because we've been conditioned to like men is always going to be like the provider. You know, they're always going to be right no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So even like, I mean, honestly, like there is times where you will get beat, and it's your mom or your auntie or somebody that's like,
what did you do? Yeah, that's so true.
So
yeah, so it is surprising to read it, but it's also like in practicality, it is very. I mean, Africa, and I can imagine Kenya as a very patriarchal society. Men run everything. You're taught to respect men.
Yeah.
Men can really do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I mean, men are not really held accountable.
They're not held.
If we're going to be honest, it's mostly women. That's why women have their stuff in line a lot of the times, and that's why you're seeing, even in America, like even the diaspora, African girls are really on their stuff, on top of their game, because of how strict people were, like our family was, and the culture is on women.
That's true.
We don't have no room to like, you know, mess up, and where the men kind of have a lot of leeway and a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of, I don't want to say excuses. There's a lot of like, I don't know. I don't want to say excuses. Maybe it is excuses.
I feel like they have a lot of like, I mean, excuses, leeway. Like they have like just this whole.
There's always a justification.
Yeah, there's always like this entitlement that they're always. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's not to take away. Like obviously, it's not to take away the fact that men do have their own like issues and pressures on them from society as well. But we're speaking about women and women-based violence and how women are treated in their experience. And I think it's men are believed automatically. You guys are automatically given respect. I think that's what it is. Men are automatically given their position in society. I know the conversation now is like men have to make money in order to have their position, but realistically, men get respect naturally because of how the world works. Yeah, you might lose respect if you don't make a certain amount of money and this and that, and those are different conversations. True. But in general, men get the respect of society. Women don't really get respect in the society unless we're married or we listen to men. We are,
or maybe in like we married to someone who is
of status.
Yes,
those type of things. So so I could 100% see how, or it makes sense why 30% of women believe a husband is justified in beating his wife under circumstances, even though it doesn't make sense. It makes sense why they would say that.
They would say that. Yeah,
crazy. Let's talk about cultural silence around marital abuse. We kind of already touched on that.
We did. I mean, they just want like the hush hush. Like they want it to be more of like just the
within
like
the family.
Like so it's gonna be just like the immediate family with the other intermediate family, and they just kind of like speak about it, or they'll just talk to like whoever is at the wrong at the moment. Yeah, they'll just like talk to them and be like, hey, we're gonna do this and that.
Yeah, and you know that's okay. So this is about cultural silence, but there's pros and cons to like our culture as well, because we do have this thing where it's like we keep everything within the family. We don't do this thing of like blasting out our family members. We don't. Well, now we do because Facebook Live exists. So now people on Facebook Live, I see how these people blasting everybody.
I mean, but I don't think, not in a immediate family. Like you're not doing like mother, father, brother, sister.
Maybe your cousin.
It might be like your cousins. Second cousin, it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be just like
yes, but we do have this respect of family. Like we're not gonna embarrass our family, but it also comes with cons because there's this code of silence that you have to abide by to have respect within your. Because if you go around telling people this and that, they're gonna say you're a bad wife. Yeah, you're not a good. And then they'll try to destroy your ranking in culture in society, which could make it hard for you to like navigate. So it's really sad. Economic control and power dynamics, we talked about that, and the stigma women face when leaving marriages. Yes. Yeah. Being a divorcee is not a good look. I mean, that's why a lot of our family, like, they get married and they stay married.
Well, did they stay married or their husbands they left? They left. I mean, they're not moving on.
The parents, they just be going back to Africa.
Well, I'm talking about like the men left. And so, like the husbands. I'm sorry, the women are mostly just the one carrying on and like taking care of the
Oh yeah, like they'll just go back. Like the
They're
husband, the husband will just go back to Africa and marry other women.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like they stay married, but then they also can have multiple wives.
Yeah, multiple
so
wives.
What's the place? There's really no incentive to get divorced. Even get divorced.
I mean, is there really?
There's not even a system.
Marriage certificate. No, they don't even have.
They do in Juba.
Oh, Juba. Okay. I mean, well, I don't know,
but I don't know about our parents. If our parents have marriage certificates,
and I mean, also at the same time, we don't know about Kenya as well.
Yeah. So we're just we're kind of mixing in our own culture. Remember, we are South Sudanese.
Yeah. The past couple of years, I've been seeing like how leaving marriages are more peaceful for a lot of people that are like, because they are enjoying themselves. Like they're not even like they're not even thinking about like the community anymore. They're just like, okay, you know what? Let me enjoy myself. Let me, like I'll take care of my kids, but I'm also gonna possibly date, and that's what we need.
Yeah, I mean this new generation of South Sudanese women, they're not taking it no more. Yeah, and I think that's because now we're in the West, but back home, I mean, what outlets do they have? Their economic, their finances and their livelihood really depends on men. On a man, it really is. So, and that's the sad part. That's the sad part. Not for Agnes, because Agnes has her own money. Her means, yeah. But I think it's also like it's new for women to start making money. So even that's what makes it so sad. Even though she was a woman of like status in her village, in her country, and was making money, she was still subject to the same things that even a poor woman in Kenya would be subject to, which is violence from their husband. So even the money equalizes. It didn't make sense. Yeah, even her money and her standing and her status, she's still equal to a regular everyday girl because of how the culture works. Yeah, they still think like, it doesn't matter how much money you make, I control you. Yeah, or possibly this is what he wanted to do so he could control her. It's like, you know what, you're making money, but I'm still gonna control you. Yeah, so I'm gonna like do this to you. Yeah, and that's sick. Oh, and we got to talk about that. Like these type of men, they're everywhere. That's the thing. You know how it's so crazy to me how men like this are just everywhere in the world. They are. They're in Dallas. They're in Kenya. They're in Eton. They're in South Sudan. They're everywhere. And so you have to know the signs. Maybe we could talk about that at the end. Like what, the red flags? I'm just kidding. Yes, the red flags. Do we narcissistic men? Do we really know? I think we do. All the way. Okay. Well, I think we do. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll finish this outline, or we'll finish this conversation, and then we'll kind of get into the red flags because I think it's important. So, the public reaction from Athletics Kenya and global athletes. So, one of Agnes's very good friends, and also an athlete as well. She created an organization called Tirop's Angels, which I love so much. They go around and they educate young girls about gender-based violence. And they literally tell them the red flags at a very early age so that they're not conditioned by the society or the culture that tells you to stay in these relationships or stay in these conditions. And then also, well, can I say this? Yeah. I mean, like, because Kenya, like, I feel like it's different from like South Sudan because South Sudanese girls are getting married at a young age, and no one is telling them. I mean, well, first of all, parents are like, like wanting them to get married at a young age with this older person, and then now you're telling me about this situation as far as like, oh, they have like girls telling other girls, hey, this is a red flags for you to not. Yes, so like, why do we not do that? The same thing. We need. I think do something like that. I think so. I love that initiative. I think that needs to be like for everywhere in Africa. Yeah. And also, they work with the running community in Kenya to make sure that the money that's being given to these female athletes is going to their own accounts. They don't need joint accounts with their husbands because their husbands are not the ones making the money. Like, and the women, we're so good-hearted. We're going to give to, that's the thing. We're going to give to our husbands anyways. We're going to give to our family. We're going to pour into our family. There's no need for where he can see how much money you're making and possibly be jealous and possibly take the money, you know? So I love that as well. And there's a lot of other things that they do under Tirop's Angels, which I really recommend y'all look into and support because I think it's very important to educate, because the culture is the reason why even this occurred. The culture of of prompting up men and not protecting women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the culture of silence, which maybe I'm sure Agnes endured, where she felt like she didn't have any avenues to run to. I'm sure. I know there's public police documents where she did talk to some people, but for the most part, she wasn't screaming from the rooftops. It was a very, very hush hush within the family, and she was still not able to get out of this predicament. So I think it's so important for Tirop's Angels to be highlighted and talked about. I think that was such a beautiful initiative, and like Elisa said, maybe that needs to also be done in South Sudan as well.
Yeah,
the legal process. This pissed me off. So Ibrahim Rotish, her Agnes's husband, charges were filed for murder, but he was trying to. So at first he admitted to the crime.
Yeah.
And then he recanted his whole statement, and he was trying to do, I believe, like plea to a lesser charge of manslaughter. And
how can you do that?
So so that part, they were supposed to go to court. They were supposed to go to court recently. However, he fled. He fled Kenya. Nobody knows where he is because he was out on bail.
Well, wait, till this day?
Yeah, till today. And so they're considering going on with the court case against him without him being there, which I don't know if that makes, I don't know the full justice system, how it works in Kenya. I understand why they're doing that, why they're trying, so that they can at least lay out the facts of the case.
Yeah. So when they do find him, they could just
go ahead and you're done. Yeah, instead of delaying the trial, I can see why they would do that. I can understand that, but I also was like, but where's the justice going to happen if he's gone? And especially if you do the case, if you lay out the facts of the case, and then he knows for sure he's going to jail, he's definitely not coming back.
Well, the thing is, but also, like, do y'all know where he's at? Like,
nobody knows where he's at.
If you don't know where he's at, I mean, are they going to look for him? I mean, are they going to use the actual, like,
the resources?
Yes.
I'm sorry, like, there's people in America who disappear for court cases and they're not found. Yeah. I don't think this man's going to be found.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, what was this? She's not justified.
No, she's not. I don't think he's going to be found. And the crazy thing is, even when he was trying to flee the first time, there was family members and friends that were hoarding him. That's the problem. There's always going to be people in these that will uphold you in your bad decisions and when you're supposed to be getting justice. So it's really sad and very, very unfortunate. I don't think he should have been out on bail, but
what is bail like in Africa?
It's in Kenya. You know, we have to look into that.
Come on, that doesn't make sense. I mean, like, you should have been in jail the whole time until your court case. Yeah, if that's the case. But yeah,
sometimes when you try to mimic like Western cultures of like all these bails and stuff. In America, you know, they do the what do you call it on your leg?
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about.
The ankle bracelet. No.
The ankle monitor.
Something the ankle monitor. There's a little bit more of like you can actually do it.
You have access to like where they're at.
Resources, exactly. Yes, where there's like GPS monitoring. There's the people. What do you call those people that look after you? You have to call all the time.
Thanks, right.
I know. Yeah.
Like I know what you're talking about. But
so sometimes you can't just mimic another country's legal process, and you don't have the resources to actually do it. Yes. Sometimes you just need to stay. They need to stay their ass in jail. They need to stay in jail. But then also, if they're innocent of the crimes, it goes both ways. No, he's not. He's definitely should not have been given bail because we know for sure he did it. I mean, who else could have done it? Yeah. He's the primary suspect. He admitted to it to his family. He admitted to it allegedly. Admitted to it to the police. So yeah,
I mean, like for him to be held out in bail. What is it? Out in bail. Okay. So he was out in bail, and like the thing is, for him to, I mean, like how much was the amount of money that he had to pay to get out?
Yeah,
and I know it's like super low, but like honestly,
it's lower than America. Because America, they damn near they try to make it impossible.
Yeah,
making it like $1 million, but then you just pay
well, I mean, it's 10%, but like, I mean, it was $1 million.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but like
most people can't afford bail.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for this is very unfortunate for like that whole situation, and then him just like us not knowing where he's at, and he just got away with this murder.
Yeah, essentially, he got away with it. If he's not found, he got away with it.
I mean, girl, it's been since
until he reaches God.
4 years. It's been 4 years right now.
It's been 4 years. She died at the age of 25. 25. Unbelievable, honestly. So,
well, I mean, he's going to hell.
Like, one of the questions on our timeline is what happens to ordinary women without global recognition. I think we already talked about that. Like, Agnes was a woman, became a woman of means. Like, obviously, she grew up in humble beginnings in Itan, a very small village where a lot of people didn't make a lot of money, and she made a way for herself, and she got global recognition at some point. She was on the world stage at the Olympics.
Yeah,
and she was still a victim of femicide and domestic violence. So just imagine the women that are unseen, the woman in Itan right now in the village that don't have a voice. Imagine the things that are happening to them. Imagine the justice that they're getting, if there is even any. I can't even imagine. Oh my gosh, like even in the village of our countries, of South Sudan,
there's so many.
I'm so sure there's so many
situations are happening
of violence and even murder.
And obviously we won't really
Didn't you say that there was somebody who took their wife to South Sudan so that they can kill him?
We ain't talking about that way. The thing is, they will take you back home and try to like do something, and if they could beat you or kill you, they'll try to do that and come back. So
because it's just like the investigative system. Like,
I mean, honestly, if you go back home, like, do you think they're gonna just travel back to America and get you?
Try to get you? Yeah, they're not. They're not gonna do all that. They're not.
It's like that's pretty much it, because they don't have the resources. And honestly, it's not that they don't care. I'm not gonna say that, but it's mostly. I feel like
it's never gonna be a priority.
Yeah, it's not.
The country doesn't have its like foundation and its stuff together right now to even do criminal cases. Like to even investigate.
And I mean, like, do we really have like court cases and stuff? Like,
we do have a justice. We do have lawyers and stuff. We do have like a court, and we do have laws.
Okay,
but
sometimes I really don't think.
Yeah, but they're
just
the laws are not like implemented. Even like child marriage is not allowed. But they're still doing it in the village and stuff.
They are, and it's disturbing.
Yeah, so there are laws and stuff. Are people following them? Are they enforcing the laws?
No, they're not.
No.
The government is.
They're doing other things. They'll enforce the laws on different things that they care about, but not on things that they don't care about. Which obviously, I don't know. I don't think that women are the priority right now. And I hope that the women will be on the forefront. My mom. Shout out to. Shout out to my mom for being ahead of the a women's SPLA group, the South Sudanese People's Liberation Movement. She was the face of the woman recently. They just reshuffled, so she's no longer the head of it. Yeah. But she was a voice for women, and the president did give her that position. So that was I think that was an initiative to bring women's voices to the forefront. So I think we need more things like that, like bringing women to the forefront.
Yeah.
So that was an initiative, but right now, the culture is still not ahead when it comes to women's rights. I don't think.
I feel you.
Well, I'm not gonna say women's rights, but like prioritizing women.
Well, yeah, prioritizing
in their experience.
What?
So the last thing that we're gonna get into is the red flags and prevention discussion. The warning signs of intimate partner violence, and I think we should be very vulnerable, Elisa.
Warning signs of
would you be comfortable talking about our own experience with I don't want domestic violence sounds very dramatic for me, because I feel like me and the person that did something to me we weren't together like that. Yeah. But would you be open to talking about that? You don't have to say who it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to. Yeah.
We can go ahead and be vulnerable with our own stories right now. And I feel like a lot of women have experienced domestic violence or intimate based partner violence, but they're ashamed to talk about it because honestly, when it happened to me, my first experience, my first feeling was embarrassment. I was embarrassed. I was like, yeah, I was embarrassed because I'm like, how could somebody put their hands on me? It's like, how could you allow somebody to put your hands on you, and then even like the commotion that it causes, and everybody coming and everybody seeing it, you feel so ashamed, like a spectacle.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt. I was like mostly embarrassed about the whole situation, and ashamed. And I think a lot of women see it that way because I've talked to some friends who would say they would minimize what happened to them, and they'll say like, but I whooped his ass though, or I hit him back. They will like minimize it because women don't even want to admit that like we don't want to be victims.
Yeah. Well, are you? Well, yeah, we don't. We really don't.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah.
Yes.
I agree with that.
So I mean, so that's what happened. I mean, what happened to me? It wasn't like a long-term boyfriend or something. It was somebody that I was briefly speaking to, and it wasn't even. I don't even think I didn't see it that serious, honestly.
Yeah.
But I didn't want anything to do with them anymore, and I didn't see it as a big deal because it's like I didn't see us as like real, like a real relationship. Okay. So I didn't think it was a big deal for me to be like, I don't want to talk to you no more. But they physically assaulted me in public. This was crazy. A few years ago. This was like COVID. It was a long time ago. And honestly,
I mean, I'm sorry about that. Honestly, you know, I mean, I know you told me.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, you didn't know about
it. I know. I'm saying this right now.
Yes,
but no, I am sorry about like, you know, obviously you told me about it, and I was like, that's crazy. Like for this to happen, and then like, I guess for me to like, and this is like maybe to deal with this too.
Yes, yeah.
But it was not like obviously mine was a little bit different from yours. So just. I guess it was just like I was living with this person and he was doing some, just like it started
being rough.
Yeah, like it started from just like us arguing to now he's putting his hands on me. And is that the word? Hands on me? Okay. I'm sorry. So, and then it started from just a slap to like,
escalating punches.
It really, it was just like it does escalate from like just a slap, and you take that and you like now he's choking you, now he's like punching you, and I'm like, okay, wait. So I had to like start to have pretty much like a plan to like exit plan to just get out of that relationship because I mean next thing you know I'm gonna be like. That was it. Like I was gonna be done because
it can only
how is it gonna get?
What more is it gonna? The only thing that can happen is they'll kill you.
Yeah, they'll kill you. Not really trying to lead. I didn't want it to lead to that way.
Yeah.
So but for the most part, like it. I would say like just the whole like I feel like that first hit. I think that's it. Because. It will lead to other levels, and I mean, like, that's the thing. Like,
were there red flags even before they put their hands on you?
I mean, it was just arguments. It was just the constant arguments of accusing you of things that you weren't even doing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm not even doing this. It's like, and they would just constantly do it.
Yeah.
So
and you know the red flag for me is the same thing. Initiation of arguments, like you know when you keep arguing with somebody, the only thing that I can do next is put my hands on you, like for real. Like I can't keep arguing with you, and I think that's just like it just intensifies. It just gets worse and worse. It just if you aren't consistently arguing with somebody, you may need to get out of that relationship.
Yeah, you have
because it's not the only thing is going to go is it's going to get worse.
And I feel like it's if you're not trying to fix this because okay we could argue but like can we at least
a resolution?
But there's no resolution, so it's like okay so what is the argument about?
And we can't resolve it.
Like if you're not trying, and the thing is if you're not trying to listen to me or I'm not trying to listen to you, then what are we actually doing? So I feel like the whole thing, I mean like just just that argument, and we can't find a resolution here, and after that, and it continues happening, that
that's a red flag.
That hit is gonna be
the next thing. If you keep arguing, so if you are finding yourself in consistent arguments with somebody, you might need to get out of that situation.
And if you're not happy, honestly, because honestly, I mean, if you could get out, please do.
Yeah.
I feel like just if you are living with that person, honestly, try to have an exit plan. Try to see if you could have like any of your family members or like just friends, to help you get out of that situation.
Yes, please speak out. And there may be a lot of people out in your circle that will help you out.
Yeah.
Another red flag I say is like trying to like lower your self-esteem, saying things, because the person that put their hands on me or physically assaulted me would say things about me to like lower my self-esteem for no reason. Like for no reason. He would say things like when he was nice, he would say like complimentary things all the time.
You know what? I heard that was a red flag.
It's complimentary things?
No. Like honestly saying like you're awesome, you're this, you're that. Like in the beginning,
it's like I think they call it love bombing.
It is love bombing, but it is. And but I feel like that's also a red flag, because how do you know me?
Oh yeah, because at the beginning,
why do you know
he used to like hype me up so much, like you're like a supermodel, you're so smart, you come from a great family background, you're just so good, you're so this, you're so that, like such nice things. Like,
but how long did you know? How did you know? How long did you know him? Where he was just like saying
it was really quick. It was really quick.
Like
as soon as like I met him, like he was already like because we met in like a kind of like a work environment. As soon as I met him, he was like, I want to take you to this place. I want to do this. And like he took me somewhere. It was nice. And we just were hanging out and we're always around each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was always so nice. He would always say nice things about me, like, you know, really nice things. And then I realized when he get upset, he would say like horrible things.
Really?
Like, he would say like I can't remember the exact words because maybe I just blocked it out.
Yeah.
But he would say some crazy stuff that nobody in their life has said to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would anybody even say that to me? There's no reason for anybody to say, like, I don't even talk to people like that.
Yeah.
So the way that he would talk to me was there was one time that somebody had came and that I knew, and they asked me to come to their event. And the person's like a well-off person. Essentially he's rich. But I've known him before because he was one of our clients at another job that I worked at.
Yeah.
So I'd known him for a long time. So it was normal for me to like, oh yeah, I'll come. And so he kind of got annoyed with that. And he said something like, how come you will never kind of be on that level? You have to be like a showgirl or something. Like he said like something crazy that was so out of ordinary.
He was trying to lower self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know what? There's movies. Oh my God, there's 2 movies. I wish I could remember the 2 movies because he just reminds me of the person. The 2 guys. Well, it's just one guy, but it's based off of a true story.
Yeah.
Where it says it's like no one could have you or no one could tell or something like there's something, because it's like he is a good guy in the beginning, but like honestly he has like so much like insecurities that he wants to like lower you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you have to be careful because sometimes they're gonna be nice in the beginning. Yeah. So it is confusing if like this person is nice and then they flip on you. So you're thinking like, did I do something wrong? Because they were nice at first, so maybe I gotta keep doing what I did at the beginning to keep them nice. But luckily for me, I checked out real quick. When I started seeing all that stuff, I was like, oh, I'm good. Like quickly. And then that's when he assaulted me. Imagine if I was really with him for a long time.
Girl, you would have been.
That man would have tried to do me like really do me in really bad.
Yeah, like he would have. Yeah, I mean,
because I thought it was like easy, like let's just dust it off. Like we weren't really together like that. Let's just leave each other alone. I don't have no problem with you. You don't have no problem with me. Girl came to my place of work and assaulted me.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
So no, that's what.
And it was very embarrassing to me. My first. Shame.
Well, you stated that it's embarrassing, but like this is what happens in like real, like honestly, people that are dealing with like domestic violence, where they do want to leave their partners.
Yeah.
Even if it's like 4 or 5 a year or like even longer than that.
Yeah.
And they can't even do that.
Yeah, they're trapped.
Because they're always being watched or they're stalked or whatever by their partner.
Yeah. And that's how like crazy. I know like it could be really bad because this happened to me in a situation that I didn't consider like a full-blown serious relationship.
Yeah.
So the fact that this, I'm sure this easily happens in like marriages or long-term relationships where you guys are living under the same roof sometimes, where you share bank accounts, you know every person's move, that type of thing. Oh my goodness. I can imagine that type of control and the type of like the trap that somebody can feel like they're in.
Yeah, especially finance. If that man is really is the one who's actually like in control of the money or actually is the breadwinner, you are gonna be having a hard time like getting out.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how and then you got kids on top of that.
Oh, if you have kids, oh my goodness. And then if you feel unsafe, where do you even go to? That's what I'm saying. Like if you even feel like your safety is in jeopardy. So that's why we have to have we have to be considerate. Like a lot of times people will say, why didn't they just leave?
Yeah.
Why did they just leave the relationship? You can't say that because there's so many factors that keep women, and there's so many manipulative people and men that will try to keep these women trapped in a situation so that they can't leave.
Yeah, that's true.
And make it harder for them to leave. So it's not like, why don't you just leave? You know?
Yeah. I mean, you can go to your mom's house, but they're gonna like, go to their house and like wait for you to come out, or continue doing that. I mean, they're not gonna leave you. And that's the thing. They have a hold. The thing is, it's like that saying, like if no one could have you,
if I can't have you.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I can't have you, no one can have.
Yeah.
No one can have you.
And that's a real thing.
Like that's a sick mentality, and I feel like that should not. I mean, I feel like there's so many women. Why don't you just go to someone else? But I mean, they're sick in there.
But they will. But once they get you out of the way.
Yeah. But I mean, well, they're going to jail.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yes. They're going to jail, but yeah.
Yes. But before we close this episode, we need and have to honor Agnes Tirop, who was not just a headline. She was speed, she was strength, and she was possibility, and she deserved to live, especially longer than the age of 25. And she was a victim of domestic abuse and gender-based violence and femicide. Femicide is also tied to, like, it can be your husband as well, like your partner.
Yeah, okay. For sure, yeah.
Yeah, so she was a victim of a systematic issue. A systematic issue, not only in Kenya, but in Africa. And we need to figure out a way to protect women in our communities.
Yes.
And this goes not only just for Kenya, Africa, South Sudan, here in America as well. Black women are also victims of gender-based violence.
Yeah, they are.
In high numbers. And we need to figure out a way to protect our women, protect ourselves, and continue these conversations and remember these women's lives who were lost. Because, even with her passing, she left a legacy behind of obviously her talent and her athleticism, but also the organization Tirop's Angels, who's now helping women teaching young girls the red flags, like we talked about, because sometimes we don't learn about this until we're in it. And all of these other organizations that have come off the backs of women who have passed away, which is very sad, but it's very, very necessary. So please share this episode, support domestic violence organizations in Africa, and submit cases for future Crimes of Nubia episodes. Please, we need to put more stories out there,
Yeah, for sure. We definitely need more stories. And then honestly, like, if y'all could really just give us details.
Yes.
We want more details so we could, like, really just give them more justice. So I think that's, like, a very necessary thing, honestly.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts?
Okay, I mean, are you not going to go up on the other stories?
Oh my gosh, yes. And before we even leave, when I was doing research on Agnes Tirop's case, there was 2 other women that I found coincided with this story that were also victims of domestic violence and gender-based violence, who were also runners in Kenya. Damaris Mutawa was murdered by her boyfriend in 2022. She was found strangled in her boyfriend's house in the same training town of Itan that Agnes grew up in. and this was just 1 year later.
Mhm.
And then Rebecca Cheptegei, she was murdered in 2024. She was a Ugandan Olympic marathon runner. She died after her boyfriend set her on fire outside of her house in Eldoret, Kenya. So while I'm over here looking for the story of Agnes, I'm finding that there's more domestic violence cases that happen in very close proximity.
Yeah.
That, I wish I could say that I'm surprised. I was surprised when I first saw it, but then if you think about it, it's so common.
It is, but I mean, like, but for them to be like Olympians,
yes, as well.
It's like,
I think it's the intimidation. It has to be.
Like, I don't get why.
Mm-hmm.
They're making money.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Yeah. And these are women. Support them. You don't have to hurt them and turn them and dim their light.
Like, like what is so it is maybe like envy or
it's envy and intimidation. Mm-hmm. And these conversations also need to be talked about within men too, not just women. Yeah. So that everybody is on the same page as a society. Like, we're not going to be hurting women, but the fact that some men do justify it, and even some women, this is a cultural issue that needs to be addressed. Yeah, but thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Crimes of Nubia, our very first episode. We did it, Lisa. We did it. Please let us know how you feel about this episode. Let us know let us know some red flags that you feel like need to be talked about, and share that with the audience. These are very, very important conversations to have. And we will see you on the very next episode. The next episode is going to be about a Russian man who was recording himself being intimate with African women. Mm-hmm. I believe it was Ugandan woman. Yes. Okay, we're looking into that story, and he's also facing jail time right now. But I think that it's not like a murder story, but I think it highlights like how African women are sexually exploited sometimes. Yes, a lot of times by white or European. I was going to say colonizers. Yes, colonizers. But that's what we're going to talk about next time. In the meantime, leave your comments. Send in your submissions to Crimes of Nubia and topics. In the meantime, you can send it to Ladies of Sosa right now. We're going to set up a contact soon. But we hope you took something away from this episode. And let's stop gender-based violence in Kenya and all of Africa and the Black diaspora. We love you. I'm your host, Sarah. And it's Elesa. Take care.